What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. We're going to talk about Warrior again. We're moving on to Protection Warrior today. We did Arms Warrior before. I'm really glad I didn't make this video yesterday. I was going to, and I kind of just ran out of time, and I was like, whatever, I'll do it the next day. Because Blizzard literally just posted a massive change to the tier set bonus coming in 10.1 for Protection Warrior. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'll show you the differences here. I was about to do a whole spiel on how Prot Paladin has such a better kind of tier set bonus than Warrior does. That might not actually be true anymore. But so we're going to look at the tier in a second. But I want to show you the changes first. Let me swoop this over here. So these are the changes that came in like literally today / yesterday. It was yesterday. Prot Warrior 10.1 two-piece. Shield Slam deals 15% increased damage and reduces the cooldown of Last Stand by 2 seconds instead of 1. During Last Stand, these effects are doubled. So when you have Last Stand going, your Shield Slam reduces Last Stand's cooldown by 4 seconds. It used to be 2, now it's 4. They've doubled what the two-piece used to do. Amazing. When you're not in Last Stand, your Shield Slam reduces the cooldown of Last Stand by 2 seconds. So insane. Really, really good. What's the 4-piece do? For 20 seconds, not 10 seconds, for 20 seconds, they doubled it. After Last Stand ends, Shield Slam unleashes a wave of force that used to deal 45% damage. Now it deals 135% more damage. That's like triple what it used to do. Physical damage to enemies in front of you and reduces the damage they deal to you by 5%. Holy crap. This is insane. So you can read it right here. This is everything I just read is right there. Basically, this tier set bonus says your Shield Slam does more damage and it reduces the cooldown on Last Stand by a lot. Okay? Then when Last Stand ends, you're gonna do a wave of physical damage out to a bunch of enemies. Here's my damage chart that I did like 3 days ago before these changes went live. Look at the damage of Earth and Smash. This is the tier set bonus. This is the nerfed, the old school tier set bonus when it only did 43% attack damage. Now it's doing 140 something. So we're going to test it right now and see what the updated version, because you can see it was miserable. This is pretty bad. Only 1.7% is really, really bad damage. So let's try it out now on the dummies, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. Also, I'm going to try and reduce the cooldown on Last Stand as much as I possibly can. Remember, if you take Bolster, Last Stand becomes a 2-minute cooldown instead of a 1-minute cooldown. I'll get to all the defensive stuff in a minute. I understand that that's important, but I just want to make sure that I want to showcase the damage side of it as well, because that's pretty important, okay? So we're going to charge in. I'm going to pop Last Stand right away. Okay, let's go Last Stand, and then we'll just do some extra damage here. Okay. And we're trying to Shield Slam as much as we possibly can, because Shield Slam reduces the cooldown on Last Stand. During Last Stand, we're getting 4 seconds off of Last Stand with every Shield Slam. Look at the cooldown on it. 128, 125. Enormous, enormous. Now, we're also doing that splash damage right now, because Last Stand just ended. So we're doing Giga splash damage to everybody in front of us, which is really good. Very cool. I didn't use any of my other defensive abilities. That's okay. Shield Slam as much as possible. This is going to put a little bit of a strain, I would say, on your GCDs in AoE. Because you don't always want to be pressing, like, Shield Slam is a great button to press all the time, don't get me wrong. But you really want to be pressing it now, for sure. For sure, for sure. Because it reduces the cooldown of Last Stand, and Last Stand now gives you this DPS window when it's done. You can see we almost have Last Stand all the way back. We're going to keep going here. 18 seconds, 16 seconds. We'll do one more Last Stand here. Okay? And then we'll get the damage amp afterwards, and we'll get to see that. Okay, ready? Here we go. Into Last Stand. Boom. Here we go. We're going. So we're not doing the damage thing yet. We just have Last Stand running. But every Shield Slam we do right now gives us 4 seconds off of Last Stand. Really, really huge, okay? Okay, Last Stand's about to end. 3, 2, 1, 0. It's done. There we go. Then we have we're sending out waves of damage right now for 20 seconds, which is super cool. You can see there's the buff in the top corner. Earth and Tenacity. It's moving there. 24,000 damage to enemies in front of you, reducing damage that they deal to you by 5%. It's about to end right now, and there we go. It's over. So our damage was about 73, 75k sustained. And is this it here? Nope. Where is it? Look at it now. 11% of our damage now. Holy cow. It was doing 2% of our damage before. Now it's doing 11%, right? 11% right here. What was the old one? It was doing not even 2%. 1.7 up to 11.2. That's that Earth and Smash. So obviously that's in an AoE situation, but that's only 5 targets, guys. This thing does damage to all enemies in front of you. It doesn't say that it's soft capped at all. It's just all enemies in front of you. So this scales with the number of enemies. If I had 10 enemies, this thing would have done 20% of my damage instead of 11%. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So it looks like Blizzard has absolutely fixed the damage part of this tier set bonus, which was really going to be my main complaint that I was going to bring to you guys, was that this doesn't do any damage, but now it totally does, which is really, really good. And you can see, I think I had a, let me bring this up here for a second. Let me go to my pictures. I had a picture here that I was going to show you. There it is. And this was the Prot Paladin damage that I was doing. This was on my Prot Paladin. You can see the Heartfire right here did about 5% of my damage. That is the tier set bonus for Prot Paladin. It sort of does a bunch of damage whenever they cast Avenger's Shield. So 5% of the damage is Heartfire, and then you can see now we're doing Giga damage with our Warrior one. It's doing 11%. Now, maybe they're going to tune the Prot Warrior one, or Prot Paladin one, sorry. I'm not entirely sure. But good to see that the damage is fixed. Let's look at the tier set bonus again. What else does the tier set bonus do? Of course, Shield Slam reduces the cooldown of Last Stand. This is huge. This basically turns Last Stand, for my calculations, into a 1-minute cooldown, basically. It kind of functions as a 1-minute cooldown, which is amazing when you think about the talents that you can get for Last Stand. If we type it in here, there's a couple of talents right here. Number 1, there's the ability right there. You can get increased rage generation if you want to. Maybe this is a talent that you're going to want to take now because you're going to have Last Stand up all the time. This is the big one, Bolster. Like I said before, Last Stand's cooldown is reduced by a minute, and it gives you shield block for the duration. Absolutely insane. If I press Last Stand, I get 15 seconds of shield block. Do you know how insane that is? Like, that is so good for Mythic Plus. It's so good for Raid. It's good for everything. So the fact that this is going to be up a lot more now for us is really good because we're reducing the cooldown of it by 4 seconds when Last Stand is rolling and by 2 seconds when it's not rolling with our Shield Slam. Not to mention, Shield Slam does 15% more damage all the time. When you have Last Stand going, Shield Slam does 30% more damage. So that's no joke. And it means in every single situation, single target or rain or AoE, sorry, you're going to want to be pressing Shield Slam as soon as it comes off cooldown. You really have to prioritize that button. So we're a little bit more taxed in our GCDs in an AoE pack because you're going to want to be pressing Thunderclap a lot and potentially Revenge, but you really want to get those Thunderclaps in if you have Thunderlord, which most people probably do at this point. Thunderlord plus Unstoppable Force makes you want to have to press that. So there's a bunch of other buttons that Warrior has, but you really do want to prioritize that Shield Slam now to make sure that you're getting the full benefit out of this. Then on top of that, you're getting 5% damage reduction for the 20 seconds after Last Stand ends when you're doing that big wave of physical damage. So the only real issue that I have with this tier set bonus is that this damage, that window that you're getting, comes at the end of Last Stand. For 20 seconds after Last Stand ends, Shield Slam unleashes a bunch of damage. So the reason that I don't really love this is because there's going to be a situation, guys, where you are fighting a pack of mobs like this, and you get your Shield Slam. Sorry, you get your Last Stand going. I'll get it going here just in a second. So I got Last Stands rolling right now. Okay, so it's great. So I'm invincible. I have shield block up. I get 30% more health. It's really good. I'm cooling down Last Stand with my Shield Slams. Everything's good. And then I've got about, 4 seconds left. Oh, no, the mobs are dying. Oh, shoot, the mobs just died. All the mobs just died. Guess what? I'm doing my AoE damage now. Earth and Tenacity is going off. But all the mobs just died. Now, in like a high Mythic Plus, this might not happen in the exact way I'm showing it right now, but this is a realistic scenario that could happen. Your Last Stand goes off, and it finishes, and you start getting this Earth and Tenacity thing, and it's radiating damage in front of you, but all the mobs are dead. And you're going to have to just immediately pull to the next group of mobs. What if somebody died and you have to res them? What if you're at a point in the dungeon where you have to sit and let the healer drink some mana. There's like a whole bunch of weird scenarios here, I think, where combat is going to end, or your last stand is going to end right as combat is ending, and you're going to have to try and awkwardly, like, get into combat again to make sure that you can get the benefit out of the Earthen Smash window. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below about this kind of problem. This is the only problem that I foresee with this tier set bonus now, is that this bonus physical wave of damage that you're doing might happen at an inopportune time, and that could kind of suck. Otherwise, this is really good now. You have increased single target damage with Shield Slam, 15-30% more damage, which is amazing. You're getting defensive utility in the last stand cooldown. When you combo that with Bolster, you're getting huge uptime on shield block for free, which means you don't have to spend rage on shield block. Pressing last stand is like spending 60 rage or more. Basically, it's like spending 80 rage worth of shield block, actual like rage. You don't have to spend that. You just get it for free. So amazing last stand utility, good having shield block up, good single target damage, 5% damage reduction, and also massive AoE damage, 20,000 physical damage per hit. That's at item level 428. That's just going to scale. It's also going to scale with the number of mobs that you're hitting. It's very good. It's very, very, very good. The only caveat I'm going to make there is that potentially when combat is ending, you might have your thing go off because last stand ends and then you're not hitting anybody. It might be a little frustrating, but who knows? I think it's going to be probably fine. Ultimately, I think they really fixed this tier set in a huge way. I'm glad that Blizzard really tuned all the numbers. That's all they really needed to do with this thing. They have completely fixed it, in my opinion, and it is a very, very good set now. Probably better than the Prot Paladin one, actually. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Prot Warrior and the tier set bonus. I would love to hear from you all down below. Let's get a conversation going. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.